You're listening to 94.4 FM, the Friday Sports Salford City Radio. If you're hosting Petruzzi, we're news blog around the world. We have a fascinating interview this morning. We're going to be looking at families raising disabled and seriously ill children facing isolation this October half term. And our guest is ALEX Brooker, TV presenter, journalist, and panellist of Channel 4's The Last Leg. Welcome to the show, Alex. Great to have you on board.
Oh, thanks for having me, pal.
So, Alex, tell us a bit about the poll, about the study, and how and what it involved, and just to give our listeners a bit of awareness.
Yeah, so I've joined forces with McCain and the grant-making charity, the Family Fund, just to raise a bit of awareness around the challenges that face families who are raising disabled or seriously ill children when it comes to social get-togethers. And it's the research found that only about 12% of the families say they're able to take part in all of the social activities they'd like to, and so that means 83% they said they're likely to feel kind of left out and frustrated. And I think that when it comes to kids, it's just if you something as simple as having a child over for tea. You wouldn't think twice about asking their parents what their child likes to eat or if they've got any allergies. But obviously when it comes to disability, it's the same question. If, for example, when I was a kid going around to people's houses, I'm sure my parents got asked questions, do I hold my own knives and forks? Do I have special ones? Do I feed myself? Do I cut up my own food? And I think these are perfectly acceptable questions. I think it's just raising the awareness that it's okay to ask that question and be inclusive, and that's certainly better than the alternative, which is I think we can tie ourselves up in not so much about and get ourselves so awkward and worry about doing the right thing. If it then becomes that you actually avoid somebody disabled or a family of a disabled child, or you maybe say to your child, actually have another friend over rather than that one, that is kind of just avoiding that situation, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you've kind of spoken there about the some of the things that people can do, some sort of tips and advice about how people can be more inclusive when hosting families. Just sort of on that, in terms of like people's awareness as well. I mean, obviously it's going to be just sort of raising awareness. What can we do, Alex, in terms of sort of raising more awareness so people feel more sort of confident and sort of comfortable, doing what you mentioned there, sort of like asking, people any sort of requirements that are involved, and just sort of understanding better, just to feel more confident. What can we do to sort of raise awareness? And off the back of that, is there anything specific we can do in terms of being more confident in sort of speaking to the families of children who are raising children with disability and illness?
I think it's just that is first of all is to remove the concern or the worry about asking the question. Not to be afraid of asking families with seriously or disabled children over for social events or meetups. Not being afraid to ask the parents of a disabled or seriously ill child what their child's needs might be, and to feel confident to know that I think as a society in general, we're quite awkward when it comes to social interaction sometimes anyway, whether you're able-bodied or disabled. And I think that it's just kind of almost weird enough, you have to highlight the issue in a big way with a campaign. But it's just one aspect of who we are. My disability is just one aspect of who I am. And it's just not shying away from that, and not shying away from asking that question. And maybe sometimes if you're having a kids party or party for your child and all the class are going, and you think, and there's that there's a child in that class with a disability, perhaps in a wheelchair, even something that's going, well, where are we having it? Is that accessible? And more often than not, places are. And it's just a case of just informing yourself a little bit and not being afraid. I think it's about not shying away, and hopefully by just putting the conversation out there, just to even just be talking about it with you today, it's a conversation that I haven't had openly before, and I've been disabled all my life. It's something that I hadn't even thought about. What must it have been like for my mum and dad with parents, and when I went over for playdates. So that's why I love this campaign, because I'm educating myself as well, and I think that's a big thing, is to just basically just open up the conversation, and not be afraid.
Yeah, and absolutely, Alex. I think it's a great campaign, and it certainly raises awareness, and I think it's sort of great to be able to like include everybody, like you've mentioned there, whether it's a party or an event. It does. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for sort of people to come together and sort of involve everybody. In like you've mentioned there, whether it's a play date or meal. And in terms of like our listeners who want to find out some more information, Alex, on this area and sort of understand more and maybe get involved, is there any way you can sort of signpost them to go to get involved and just be proactive and perhaps learn more? And
Yeah, as part of the campaign, as part of the launch, we've McCain and Family Fund, they've released these special these scoop bowls, which have got a suction pad which stick on any surface, and just for something as simple as an inanimate object like a bowl, and for something that we do every day, such as meal times. It just highlights to see if something as simple as one object can make things a lot easier for families, for a disabled child or families with a disabled child, just as one object. And so you can get those available free on the website, one per household. And also there's more information about the campaign on the website, and it's mccain.co.uk/family-fund, and that will tell you all more about the research and yeah, as I said, you're able to get these bowls, and I love them. It's something as simple as I said, as a little bowl, but when I was a kid that would have made a load of difference to me. So it's a great little product that they're launching just to go alongside this bigger and important campaign.
Absolutely, yes, fantastic, Alex, and for our listeners there, I think it's a great opportunity for them to look into it and certainly learn more. I found that really interesting and informative speaking to you, and I'll certainly check out the website myself, really, because it's an important area for all of us. And I think it's really important, as we sort of spoke there, to get everyone involved where we can, particularly if you've got a number of things, play dates, parties, sports events, and I think it's sort of really important to involve everybody. I want to thank you for your time, Alex. It's really, really informative interview, and hopefully our listeners will sort of check out the website and
Cheers,
get involved. Thanks for your time.
Mate, thank you.